المصطفى محمد بن عبد الله صلى الله عليه وسلم تسليما كثيرا عدد ما بزغ نجم أو اختفى. أما بعد، قال الله تعالى: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. In the first khutbah, we talked about Allah may test His servants when they pessimistically think of Him. We also discussed that being optimistic is a way to avoid unpleasant consequences in our life. At the end of the first khutbah, we mentioned some benefits from being optimistic. Now, dear brothers and sisters, I will briefly talk about how to integrate the principle of optimism in our life, starting from ourselves and ending at our interaction with people around us. Many of you know, dear brothers and sisters, that nobody can change the world. However, we can start changing ourselves, and then our families may be affected by that change, and so forth. First, let us remind ourselves, brothers and sisters, that none of us is perfect. This does not mean, however, that we should not strive to be that human with the least minimum faults. For instance, some people may complain that they cannot manage their anger. Most of the time, they are convincing themselves of the difficulty of change. They may keep telling themselves negative words such as, I can't change, it is very difficult, or simply, it runs in my family. However, if we truly believe that with the help of Allah, nothing is impossible, we will achieve the desired change, no matter what the excuses are. So, the way it works is that we simply say to ourselves positive words, such as, I know I can control my anger, I can be patient, or I can overcome any negative habit, and so on. With all that in mind, dear brothers and sisters, we should not forget asking the help from Allah, and we will change that habit. But remember that change does not usually happen overnight. In most cases, it takes some time to take effect, especially if we are changing an old habit. Similarly, we can apply this principle when we are dealing with our family members. We all have different problems when it comes to our family, including my own. Whether we are talking about husband-wife issues or parents-children's one, we should always start by pointing out the positive things that exist, and then we look for what is missing. Most of the time, we feel that we are overwhelmed by our mistakes or by our children's mistakes, and so on. The fact is that we are not amply focusing on the positive things in our possessions. Therefore, we keep seeing the negative things. Even when we are dealing with our friends, neighbors, and other people around us, the same thing would apply. We should always expect the good in others, but it doesn't necessarily mean not to be cautious. Even if we saw a mistake from our spouse, children, friends, etc., we need to be patient and wise before taking any undesirable actions. In case if we did, we may find later on that what we actually did was putting the oil on fire. The issue that we are talking about today is not only has to do with you and me, or him or her. It has to do with the all Islamic Ummah. We are all part of this, dear brothers and sisters. We all have to assume responsibility. Most of us are unhappy with what our Ummah is going through. But the question is, did we ever think that we are the reflection of this Ummah? Dear brothers and sisters, in spite of all what is happening today, we should always dream, hope, and ask Allah for a better future for this Ummah. However, this does not come alone. It has to be either accompanied or preceded by reforming ourselves, our families, and our communities. By doing so, we are actualizing what Allah has clearly stated about this Ummah. قال تعالى: كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله. Allah is saying, you are the best of nations, raised up for the benefit of men. You enjoin what is right and forbid the wrong, and believe in Allah. اللهم أصلح أحوال المسلمين في كل مكان يا رب العالمين. اللهم أعنا على إصلاح أنفسنا وأهلينا وأقاربنا لكي يصلح حال أمتنا. اللهم كما حسنت خلقنا فحسن أخلاقنا. اللهم كما حسنت خلقنا فحسن أخلاقنا إنك جواد كريم. اللهم اهدنا لأحسن الأخلاق والأقوال والأعمال لا يهدي لأحسنها إلا أنت. واصرف عنا سيئها لا يصرف عنا سيئها إلا أنت. اللهم أبرم لهذه الأمة أمر رشد يعز فيه أهل طاعتك ويهدى فيه أهل معصيتك. اللهم اجعلنا نحسن الظن بك. اللهم بالرغم من تقصيرنا إلا أننا نحسن الظن بك بأن ترزقنا الفردوس الأعلى من الجنة. اللهم فارزقنا الفردوس الأعلى من الجنة، واحشرنا مع النبيين والصديقين والشهداء وحسن أولئك رفيقا. اللهم اسقنا من يد نبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم شربة لا نظمأ بعدها أبدا. اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. وارض اللهم عن الصحابة الكرام البررة الأخيار ساداتنا أبي بكر وعمر وعثمان وعلي. وارض اللهم عن الخلفاء الراشدين الأئمة المهديين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين، وعنا معهم بفضلك يا أجود الأجودين. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. فاذكروا الله العظيم الجليل يذكركم واشكروه على عموم نعمه يزدكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون. وقوموا إلى صلاتكم يرحمكم الله وأقيموا الصلاة.